Hello everyone, this is Plastique Tiara.
Today, we're transforming into a Victoria's Secret angel.
I'm going to put my mic right here because I think that's good. So I know everyone and their mom has seen this photo. Whenever they think of Victoria's Secret angel, they always think of this photo, which I believe is from the 2008 runway. I believe the theme was goddess or something. And I've always loved Victoria's Secret as a kid. These girls were doing drag for the normal people before drag was mainstream. And I've always loved watching the show because there was so much glamour, sparkle, and today I'm living in my dream. This look is hard because it is done on a very beautiful model, but we're gonna dragify. First, we're gonna cover our eyebrows. You've seen me do this before, so I used a hard metal comb. Oh my god, it's so fun to do this again. I feel like I haven't done this in so long. And we got a new camera, so I feel very professional right now. And then whatever is left on the brush, I kind of flip it over and slap it on there like that. And I just put her on cool and dry her. Now repeat that about 5 times. I'm setting everything with the one size translucent powder. She's so smooth, super blurring, very translucent. While we let that sit, I'm going to color correct. I am on my last leg of the Natasha Denona High Glam corrector. I believe this is in C4. Scooping it out as much as I can. It neutralizes the blue and the green because I am a man, and whenever we shave or anything, we tend to get like a dark hue that pokes through every foundation. Just lightly tapping that in, and see, no more blue. Covering the brows with my good old Krylon TV Pink Stick. This is in shade MB2. This is my staple for covering anything that is insane on your face. So around the brows, over the mustache area, and that's it. Oh, and let me zoom you in real quick. I saw Patrick Star the other day and he was like, zoom in. So I'm like, okay, fine, zooming in. Here we are. Are you happy now, Patrick? Cover some of this hairline too, mother. What I've really been liking doing recently is that I like to cream bronze. Oh, nope, wrong shade. So sorry. I like to underpaint. It's just so much faster now for me to do this method. I learned this on tour because we would have to be in makeup like every day. And I was like, I really don't want to spend 3 hours on my face every day. So this saves me a good chunk of time. Anastasia Cream Bronzer in Caramel. Such a good shade. Blends out super easily. Love, love, love her. Also, from Anastasia, I think this product is definitely like a die hard for me. I will forever use the Magic Touch concealer until the day I die. When you want your concealer to have the most pigment, you would let it sit underneath your eyes for a long time. Well, I'm putting on now, so by the time I'm done blending everything, it's already gonna be set and ready to blend. That should be good. Ooh, should we do a little cream blush today to give the natural of it all? You know what? Why the f not? This is Hope by Miss Selena. Just put it right there. Like a Neapolitan ice cream. And for foundation, I've really, really loved using the Turn Up the Base foundation by Miss Patrick Star. Once again, you ate with this one. It survived with me through the heat of Vietnam. It didn't crack once. It's a really nice texture to where it's like a good mix of a cream and a liquid. It's not super runny, so. And I love the sponge. It's literally the size of my face. Well, half the size of my face. But it blends out foundation like nobody's business. Basically, I'm blending out the outside first with the foundation, and this gets the job done so fast. That was how long? Like 30 seconds? So good. Make sure to stretch this area so that nothing is left behind. Now we're going into the cheeks, and I like to blend the out blush area first and then going into the middle of the eye. And this part is always so satisfying. So pretty. And then you just blend lightly under eye. And now she is perfectly blended. Now repeat on the other side. Whatever is left on the beauty blender, I like to go over the brow area one more time to give it like that extra concealer. Ta-da! You really see how smooth everything is. Going back to the one size powder, and we're gonna set the whole face. Yup, I always like to leave a little extra powder right under here to catch any fallout. This look is truly just shimmers galore and a defined lash line. So for eyeshadows, I love this palette by Viseart. It is the Neutral Matte palette. It's such a good palette for pro makeup artists and anyone who wants like cool tone and warm toned. Like I do my entire face with this palette. I'm going to dip my brush onto that white shade and really pack it into the eye all over as a base. Then I'm dipping into this cool brown shade right here, and we're just gonna go in the crease area. If y'all thought I wore no makeup before, just be ready for this one. And that is pretty much all that we're gonna do today. And as you can see, that already creates like a little bit of definition. If you want to build some definition, you can definitely build it around this third of the eye right here. But do not touch the inner corner. The inner corner is where the money's at. I remember when I was little, I would always watch the Victoria's Secret fashion show. And this was before I knew about drag, before I knew about makeup or anything. And my mom would always be like, wow, he must be straight because he's watching the Victoria's Secret fashion show. But nope, I just wanted to be one of them. You know what we're gonna highlight first? I've been loving the Rare Beauty highlighter in Enlighten. And we're gonna take that on our finger and then just pat it over the lid as a base highlight first. You see him? She's starting. But I love this because it's so soft and it's so buildable. Now, for the true sparkly bit. Oh my god, where is it? I picked this up while I was in Asia, and she is literally the most beautiful highlighter on earth. This one is called Pearly White by Chanel, and I think this deserved like a moment by itself. Ta-da! So beautiful, and it's like the prettiest pearly journey. Can you see that? A very comparable journey to her is, of course, Fenty Beauty in How Many Carats. This one, I believe, has like bigger reflexes, but I mean, underneath this light, it kind of does the same thing. Yeah, they're pretty much very similar. So we're gonna put both of them on. I have a funny story about Chanel. So pretty. When I was little, I loved to wear makeup and experiment with makeup. I just love beauty in general. I would like sneak into my mom's makeup whenever she was gone. She had like this Chanel loose powder and I loved it so much. So every day I would like take a little bit out and then take some baby powder and put it back in. And I don't know if she ever noticed or cared until eventually I had like a full face of foundation on and she's like, oh, what are you doing? And I'm like, okay. So there was that. I'm now patting the How Many Carats on my lid. It's a bigger shimmer, so it definitely reflects much more. And then I kind of just tap it all the way up to the brow-ish too. Obviously, this is a drag look, so we're gonna go one more step further and use the Urban Decay Heavy Metal glitter. This is a pearly white color. It's called Pyro. We're gonna layer that right in the center of the eye. And you see how that just popped a little bit more? Now we're going to the brows. Like I said, we are going back in to the Viseart palette. And then I like to use my little flat shader brush, like a denser journey, like this. Look at my new camera. Look at it doing things. I usually use this brownish shade right here for the brows today. We're just going for like a softy full look today. When I do my brows, I just kind of look forward and then I just draw on the height. That looks crazy, but then I draw on the tail like so. Still looks crazy, but hear me out. And then I use this light shade over here and then I fade it out in the front. And that's how I get like a really nice, soft brow type of journey. And let me do the other side and then we'll correct it. So now I have them on. They're kind of symmetrical, kind of not. So I just like to use my Kryolan TV paint stick as the concealer. I always do like this one first. And today we're being soft and gentle. So can't do too crazy. So that's the shape I'm kind of going for. After all that, I kind of like to take the ivory shade again and then just go right underneath here just to blend the concealer out and then into the eyeshadow. So there's that. I see the vision. She's coming together. I'm gonna pat this, more of this past the crease. Going back into the Art eye palette, I'm gonna do this shade. It's like a dark brown. And then I'm gonna line my eyes, but a very slight wing. Nothing crazy. I'm doing this liner with shadow, just so then she's very soft. And I want to stay near the lash line as much as I can. And I'm using like an angle brush to go right at the lash line and slightly wing it out. Nothing crazy, nothing crazy. Doing the same thing to this side. Yeah, I loved the makeup for this show because it was just so simple and it was so effective. And they went out there and start. Then I'm going in with a liquid journey. This is from Stila. This says Stay All Day black eyeliner. And then I'm just gonna line over my lash line. But I'm gonna stop right at the outer corner like that. And then going back to that angle eyeshadow brush, I'm going in with the dark brown again and then just kind of blend out the edges. So then it's not super stark like this. Here, let me go in for you. And you can also flip the brush over and it should give you something like that. Just a baby wing. Using a tiny little pencil brush, I'm gonna go into that little shade, that like cool brown shade that we did earlier. And I'm gonna do a shadow at the bottom lash line. Ever so softly. We just want a tiny bit of shadow there. Super soft, almost non-existent. All right, now for the fun part, we're wiping away all the under eye powder. And that is gonna take away all the fallout that was done by our eyeshadow and leave us with a very smooth canvas. All right, this is a must-have for drag queens, and it is my Turn Up the Base powder in Stage White. I use it to brighten my under eye and to highlight my face, and it just gives you that kind of like unreal brightness to where it looks like you have just the most flawless bone structure. This is definitely leaning a little bit more, you know, drag. So I like just bring that up around the inner corner, melt it into the under eye. You see how I have like a little hollow? I just put this powder right where that hollow is, and then it just disappears. And I use this to highlight my nose as well. And then I also use this to highlight the tip of the nose, just like that. We're gonna do the rest of the face, but onto the star of the show, which is the insane inner corner highlight. We're gonna go back with the Enlighten and taking a very flat brush. A real YouTuber. Amazing. And taking that, I'm taking Enlighten, and then I'm gonna go right here, up into that first third of the eye. And you see how that just brighten this inner corner so much. And then again, I'll do this, but then I'll drag it down just a little bit. And look how bright that made my eyeshadow over here, my inner corner. So again, this way we go here and up, then a little bit, and then down. And that was just the first base. Now, if you have followed my channel, you know these are two of my favorite babies. They are the Makeup Forever Starlit Powder, and this is the Starlit Diamond Powder. The difference between them is that this, the Starlit Powder, is like more of like a stark highlight white. It's very pigmented, very stark. This is the Starlit Powder, and this is the Diamond Powder. You see how this is more like particles of sparkle, and this is more like a highlight full on kind of sparkle. And today we're gonna use both. So taking the Starlit powder first, the really, really sparkly highlight one on the tip of my finger. And I'm literally going to go at the inner corner. One more time, I will do it, Drea. And this step literally is so addictive because when I tell you, I will sit here for 30 minutes and I would just keep on piling this on and on and on. Yeah, you see that? And then taking the Starlit diamond one on top of the lid in the middle. Oh, if that's not an angel, I don't know what is. This is such a beautiful, beautiful product. And it's just like diamonds dancing on your eye. So whenever the lights are dimmed, the little twinkle will do its thing. And the Starlit powder really gives it that bright white highlight that I don't think any product on the market right now can give. So see, I'm already back to adding more. But I remember when there was this one look on Drag Race where I was the silver samurai. I did like my whole lid of just this, and George just looked over and she was like, and I was like, girl, don't play with her. And I got her into this too. I'm using the Enlighten highlights, and then I'm going from the inner corner into like halfway of the under eye to give it that really doe eye finish. And then I'm going to use the old school Milk Makeup Jumbo multi-stick in vanilla ice cream, and we're gonna line the waterline with that just to give it that tiny bit of sparkle. Now I'll put on my lashes and mascara, and I'll be right back. One trick that I like to do is to dip the angle brush into the dark brown shadow, and for underneath I actually apply some individuals, as you can see, and we're gonna go right along the lash line, but do not blend it because we want that line there to act as our new lash line, and that will really just open up the eye. Something was missing, and it was Miss Moondust from Urban Decay Midnight Cowboy. I honestly use this for every look because the glitter is chunky, so when it goes on top of anything, it just shines like crazy. And I felt like the look was getting a little too cool, so this kind of just brings it back to that like warm-ish, glowy type of journey. And there she is. After 5 million years, we're done with the eyes. Girl, whatever. To warm up the face, I'm gonna go into Miss MAC Studio Fix in W35. Whenever we put that contour, I'm gonna go over it. This will add coverage and give us a slight bronze without going overboard. I also contour my nose with this, so I just go under like so, and then on the sides of the nose, and then I go at the top like that. Give it a little button, fantasy. And then for blush, I like to use the favorite blush combo. It is Patrick Tall, Just Enough, She's a Doll. This is literally my favorite blush combo. I like to take a smaller brush like this and then do a little mid-tone at the top of the cheeks. I know that in the makeup look, it was very, very bronzy, but mama, you just can't go wrong with this blush routine. And then She's a Doll, and right there. And then I carry it all around this region just to make sure everything is cohesive, and it also counteracts any weird blue area that can poke through. And then I'm going to use Mesmerized by Rare Beauty to bring it back to that kind of bronzy journey. I'm going to take a little highlighting brush and go right there. And that brings it back to being bronze without giving too orange. So we're going to go to the Cupid's bow and using a little pointer brush like this and highlight my nose as well. Actually, you're going to highlight it using Lighten instead, just to give it that extra. For lips, I'm going to use the shade Shy But Fly from One Size, and then I'm just going to sketch out the shade. And then I'm going to use the shade Foxy Brown from Charlotte Tilbury to contour the sides of the lip to give it some definition. Things it's MAC for the base. I actually love going with this trick. It is using some Happy from Rare Beauty and then just at the center. It just gives you the perfect BB lips. I saw the model has like a darker nude lip on. So we're going to use Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk Fair Medium. And it's just the prettiest shade. But I think it needs to be like a little bit lighter at the center. So I'm gonna use like Made by Mitchell Milkshake for me. So beautiful, Jesus. Let me put some hair. Let's get this party started. Miss Victoria's Secret, she was onto something. Let's put on our wiggy. A lot of people ask me where I get my wigs, and I actually have a team here in LA who does my wigs. Before Drag Race, I was a hairstylist, so I would make all my wigs. I loved coloring them, and I loved working at a salon as well. But since Drag Race, I haven't had time, but when I do, I love to color and highlight and do all the things. But when I'm on the road, I style and do everything myself. Oh, if you watch the AS9 vlog, we actually made Chanel her first ever human hair unit, and she was so cute. She was so excited, and it was her first time wearing a human hair wig. We were just girling the whole day, and it's just so cute to see someone like that who's been, you know, doing this a bit longer than I have. It's always nice to see when they get excited. This is extension tape, by the way. I'm not doing it to adhere or like to prolong the wear by any means. I just do it so then the lace kind of lays flat. I get my lace customized to my head, so the lace itself is very thin. So honestly, sometimes when I have a show and I need to switch like wigs, I don't even glue it down because it's pretty invisible. Oh my gosh, and this tape is also like the best if you want to glue earrings to your ears. I taught this to Angeria because she was literally ripping her ear apart with super glue. You just put some in the back of it and then it just stays like that. We are not super gluing stuff to our ear anymore. That time has passed. Hey, I was that girl too. This method is just so much easier on the body. And this is the wiggy today. I've been wearing her a lot lately. She's like this beautiful balayage number. The colorist is Zach Killian here in LA. Custom lace is by Go Wig or Go Home. They're an amazing team here in LA. And pretty much almost every single wig that I put on my head is customized. You see how I just laid her on? Yeah. And then I just kind of yank it like this and then kind of secure her. That is pretty much the fantasy. Aside from gluing the sides down, of course. But before I do that, I'm going to undo all of this first, so I'm not tugging and doing anything crazy. I always loved this look of like the rollers in the hair when they're backstage. So cool. And I can't wait until one day we have a drag queen on the runway. I'm gonna do the bangs for last. To glue the lace down, I usually use the Got To Be, and I just spray like this. And then I hit it with the blow dryer on full, actually. Yeah. YouTube, I'm a dude. Don't worry, I'm a dude. That is the finished Victoria's Secret supermodel goddess angel baby look. I've always wanted to do this look because she's just so iconic. So this was one for the book. So I hope y'all like it. I had so much fun. Here, let me get you a close-up. Is that what we want? Game over. Nothing else to say. Thank y'all so much for watching. I love you guys so much. And I'll see you next time. Mwah. Bye.